The following video you are about to see is just my personal opinion. If you do not agree with the following changes, that is fine. This is all just for fun. Please be respectful. Thank you. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Can We Fix It? We'll be looking at 5 cards today, and one of the cards we'll be looking at is a request from someone from Discord. I forgot their username. All I remember is their name started with a D, and then the second word was like an E. As well, the reason I haven't done these videos in quite a while because I just couldn't think of cards that actually needed to be fixed or changed. Like, there's a bunch of cards that do need to be fixed and changed, but sometimes since they're so bad, you just forget about them. But I started remembering a few of the ones I was actually trying to brew some decks because I was starting to run out of ideas what to brew, and I just kept using the same OP cards over and over and over again for certain decks. But I'm looking at you, G Stranger. Even if you're nerfed, you're still playable. I fucking hate that card. So yeah, I actually found a few now to do a video on. So I'm gonna be just showing those cards now. So let's go on with the review, shall we?
Dig in, boys!
Kennelmaster. Like, this was the card I was asked to fix. It is a pretty bad card. Like, I have 4 of these, and I didn't even craft them. I just got them from packs. Like, what bad luck that was. Like, he seems cool that he summons a hound for if you have 3 more cards in your void, like spell cards. But the thing about that, it's not that easy to have that many spells right away, and when you play the card itself, it's gonna die pretty fast to almost anything. Like 1 health, 1 measly health. Like, there's so many ways to try to fix this card, but the first thing I thought of before messing around with the numbers was fixing with the passive effect, which I came up with 2 ideas. The first one would be this. At the start of your turn, play a hound with Charge and Reckless, the same dealio, but it plays a hound for each 3 spells you have in your void. And when you have 6 or more hounds play on the field, you have to sacrifice Kennelmaster. The reason for that is because the reason I came up with this is because I think playing 1 hound a turn with Charge and Reckless, it's not going to do much, especially if they have a field full of units. They're just going to block the damn dog right away. And at the same time, it makes you want to have more spells in your deck to make this card more useful. I hate spell decks though, but at the same time I was asked to do a fix like this, so it's the best I could have come up with. And then for my second idea would be this. At the start of your turn, give your dogs +2/+2 first. And then it'll have the effect, the original effect, where it plays a hound if you have 3 or more spells in your void. I decided to come up with this idea because if the hound survives, you're rewarding the dog by giving it +2/+2, and even the picture shows him feeding his dog's meat. That meat could be representing the buff, right? And as well, you can actually use more dogs, make a dog-like deck. I know there's a Justice dog. I know there's that spell that puts a hound with Charge on the top of your deck. Like, this would give you more options on building a dog deck. I don't know, I would like to see that. And for stat-wise, though, I'm just thinking, just give him more health for God's sakes. Like, at least 3. He could still die with Spice Sears. He can still, maybe 2. No, I like to see him at least live for once, right? So, just give him 3 health. What's the worst? Because his passive can't even go right away, if you ask me. But if we're going with this passive, maybe, just maybe, it's better off just to give him 2 health. I don't know. I'm not a game designer. Apparently Direwolf knows what they're doing when they're making these cards. Sometimes I doubt that. No offense. Anyways, let's just go on with the next card.
You'll be good as new.
Man, Gear Masters. I bet a lot of people have forgotten about this card actually existing. I know I did for a little bit. When I first started playing Eternal, I tried using this card a lot in a Sentinel deck. But it's just like from Kennelmaster, it's just too weak. It dies right away, and sure, technically, if you play her on turn 3, and somehow lives, and if you play Sandstorm Titan on turn 4, which is the only lowest cost Sentinel that I know of, or I think there's that other 4-cost one with the relic. But yeah, anyways, you get sure she gets +1/+1 and a draw a card, but she'll usually die before then. It's not a good enough effect. And I think the only way we can help her is to give her a simple fix, which would be this. Just make it also work with relics, right? Like, sure, her name is Gearmaster. She's mainly supposed to focus with with Sentinels, but relics can have gears, depending what kind of relic it is, right? And maybe to make it a little bit more fair for her to survivability wise, and I don't know, give her 0 attack, and then give her 2 health. So yeah, so she can't attack right away, but at least she can survive for more one damaging effects, or one attacking units. Like, I would love to give her free health, but I think that would be too much. Because because like unlike Kennelmasters, her effect is more powerful because you get the buffer and draw a card just by playing a Sentinel. I would love to see this card back again. I don't know. If someone asked me to make a Sentinel deck for the next Money Brew, oh god, I guess I'll try to use her again though. So yeah, not much to talk about other than that. Let's just get on with the next card, shall we? Dig Site, man. This card is just one big piece of shit card. Like, what? Like, I don't even notice its summon effect. I'm not mainly looking at its passive effect. When you play a Sentinel, Explorers get +1/+1 this turn. Why only this turn? Why not just... Like, the summon is okay. You may return a unit or a relic into your owner's hand. Like, that can be good, depending on what type of relic it might be. And it's a good way to have some control against your opponent, but that's not good enough in most situations to put into your deck. Or even build a Sentinel deck with. And this is how I think they should fix it. When you play a Sentinel or a Dinosaur, give your Explorers get +1/+1. Not till this turn. And also, why Dinosaurs? Because Explorers also some Explorer cards also have some Dinosaur synergy. And when you think of a dig site, sure, dinosaurs are technically alive in the story, but in our world, when we had dig sites, we're looking for goddamn dinosaur bones. Maybe in this one, the dinosaurs are the Sentinels, but I don't know. I think it would work just as well. And also, this would help dinosaur decks a lot more, if you ask me. Because I've been trying to make... Oh wait, I already did make a dinosaur deck, but that had no Explorers, but there were some Explorers that had dinosaur synergies. Like, I don't know. They really got to rework some of these cards. Like, it's kind of unfair that they just keep making better cards, but the older cards have no love. And they just leave them as shitty cards, and every time you open them up in a pack, it's just a waste of space. Sure, you can destroy and get like half the dust value, or was it like, or 1/10? I don't remember how much the dust value works, but it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. Okay, that's all I have to say for this one. Let's get on with the next one.
My treasure, the Dragon's Eye.
What a piece of shit card this is. Like, it costs 5 to play, and when you play, it seems like you can use his effect right away. Exhaust him to draw a card, but it's not worth losing a blocker to draw a card. And also, let's say if you could use his effect right away. I don't think paying 5 to draw a card is that useful. And he can die right away, right? So I decided to add this to the card. Like, maybe he was like this originally, but this is what I decided to do. Entomb. Create and draw a Dragon's Eye. For those who don't know, Dragon Eye is a card where you cost 0 and you draw 3 cards. I thought that would be much better because he's already worth 5 to play, right? And if he's gonna die from blocking or whatever, make it worth your while and get to use his Dragon Eye. Yeah, I would love this. I think this card would see much more play. If you ask me, if they did it like this, I don't know. Yeah, I think I have not much more to talk about. This could probably be game breaking in some ways. Like, I don't know, you use Haunting Screams to play this from your void. Boom, you get a free Dragon Eye. like I don't try to think of what if. I just try to think of how to make the card better. It could actually be too OP if you think of all the scenarios you can put this card in, but I think this is better.
Hear my song of battle!
And finally, we have Navani Warsinger, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. If you guys have been watching my videos, you've known I recently made a Warcry deck with her in it, and it was a lot of fun to play with. But I never got to pull her off. Like, she has an awesome effect, and I think when I first played her, and I think I was able to use her a few times, but it just wasn't really worth it. Like, I tried to think of ways how to make her better, and I sometimes even thought about getting rid of her effect altogether and just made it focus more on, I don't know, maybe Warcry now affects the top 2 cards, or all Warcries, or when you Warcry a card, it gives it warp, so you can play it right away. But those didn't really feel right to me, so I only came up with 2 ideas, and they're not even that big, but I think it's better than nothing. First would be her Warcry also affects your hand, because I think that would be much more useful. It's hard to explain. I'm not good at words all the time, because usually Warcraft's deck's biggest enemy are mill and discard and steal, because if they steal your top card and it was the one you were working so hard to Warcry, then you're fucked. Or if they make you discard it, it's also you're fucked. All that hard work you put into it is gone. With her passive, sure, her Warcry affects all the units in your deck or weapons. I wanted it to maybe just be all the Warcries, but that'd be too much. So yeah, I just figured, why not give it hand? Or my other idea I just came up with is that if she is the only unit with Warcry, she has charge. So then she can use her Warcry right away. I like this idea much more, because at least then you can use her once to get her Warcry off. And then every unit in your deck has +1/+1. I think that's a fair trade. And then you don't have to focus on a Warcry heavy deck. Maybe you could focus more on, I don't know, other types of buffs besides Warcry. I can't think of any right now. Maybe Milo, or the Tinkerers. I like the hand buff. I don't know. Yeah, I love this card. I really do. But she needs to be buffed to someone. I wish Direwolf would just start doing more buffs to older cards. That would really make me happy. It doesn't even have to be her. I just want more, because instead of nerfing the newer cards, buff the older cards. Make older cards more playable again. And not just the goddamn legendaries. All of them. Even the commons, for God's sake. I get it, they're commons and uncommons, but they need love too. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. So again, if you want to see more, like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to help out my channel anyway, just check out my Patreon. So, and again, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye. Well, that's the end of this video. If you want to see more, why not check out these playlists I have here. And special thanks to my Patreons. They really help support me to make more videos. Hope to see you next time.